is Club 54, and buckle up because it's going to be a wild ride in Mexico City. Bryson DeChambeau is out front, bombing it off the tee and clinging to a one-shot lead. But the heavy hitters are coming. Cam Smith, Joaquin Niemann, John Rahm, all locked and loaded for a final round showdown. The stage is set for an epic finish, and we're here to break it all down. Welcome to the Club 54 pre-round show, starting with this guy right here, Bryson DeChambeau, a series of power drives combining distance and accuracy all week long, going for his first title of the season. Let's take a listen to what he had to say following round two.
It's just more the same game plan. Being aggressive when I feel comfortable and laying back into places where I can still make birdie when I'm not. If I get my starting lines down tomorrow and feel like I can ball strike it the way I know I can when I'm playing my best, it's going to be a fun day and a challenging day, and this golf course is getting tricky.
It's going to be very exciting to see how Bryson DeChambeau takes on Championship Sunday. Joining us to talk about it all, the Dominator, favorite LIV golf analyst, Don Boulay, and three-time PGA Tour winner, 4 Aces champ, Pat Perez. How are we feeling, boys? Bryson DeChambeau leads heading into the final round above Cam Smith, who's right on his tail. We got a pretty solid leaderboard, and I believe Cam is literally behind us as we speak, practicing his chipping right now. How are we feeling top of day, boys?
I feel great. Sunday, last day, a lot of energy, a lot of stars at the top. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, I can't wait. Sunday's my favorite day. You know, whether there's a result at the end of the day, Pat and I are going to follow that lead group, and we're going to see some bombs. We're going to see some great play around the greens. It's an exciting day.
Bryson has made it clear he's probably going to keep ripping driver today. Now, knowing that, do you think that opens the door for others, or is that the best strategy he could take heading into this day?
He's leading strokes gained off the tee and driving distance. So there's zero reason for him to take that drive out of play. He knows his lines by now. He's probably played here 5 times now this week. So he knows his lines, knows what to do. The only 2 holes he doesn't like is 9 and 17. He'll lay up there, lay up by 73 with the other one's about an 8 iron. But he's going to go for it and hit that driver all day.
Well, I'm just thinking, you know, on this golf course, Bryson's guaranteed, what, Pat, 5 birdies? 6? I mean, guaranteed minimum. Yeah. It's all about bogey avoidance for him today.
He's chipping to like 7 the par 4s, you know, and he's got wedges in the par 5. So there's really, you know, it's such an advantage.
It is a huge advantage.
Which of the chasers are you liking the most? Would you say Cam Smith, not because he's standing directly behind us, but just because of his skill set and how it lines up on this course? What would you say?
Cam for sure. You know, Cam has played phenomenal for 2 days. He is, you know, the distance is not really a factor for him. It doesn't matter if he doesn't hit it as far as Bryson. His wedge game's incredible. His iron play is amazing. You know, he hit 7 iron where Bryson hit sandwich yesterday into par 5, and he hit it 4 feet, and Bryson hit 30 feet. So his game is complete. He's a phenomenal putter. He loves these greens. I see Cam, you know, being right there at the end.
He's just moved away, so we can talk bad about him now. No.
Cam sucks.
Dom, you're crazy for that.
No. You know, look at what he's won in his career. He's won an Open Championship. He's won a Players Championship. He's won the Tour Championship. Not the Tour Championship, the Tournament of Champions. Yeah. I mean, it's an incredible resume. He is not afraid. He's seen it all. He's played with Bryson before. He's played with people who hit longer than him, shorter than him, who have better iron games than him, but he knows how to win.
It's definitely going to be an action-packed final round. Round 2 started a bit slow as players tried to find their rhythm, but once they did, watch out, the leaderboard lit up. Big names made their moves, and now we're set for an epic Sunday finish. Let's take a look back at round 2.
Another glorious day here at Club de Golf Chapultepec. What a picture that is. Joaquin Niemann really making a move. 7 under par today. He's leapt up the pylon.
Got a heavyweight battle on our hand.
It's a pylon full of power and pedigree. He's looked in fine form in himself and obviously his game.
The last time you were in contention was back in December at the Saudi International. How much are you relishing to get your juices flowing again tomorrow?
Yeah, it's been a while. Thanks for bringing that up.
Brilliant Bryson. He's having a day.
I think he's going to put the hammer on it. How much you love hitting that driver around here?
It's a guilty pleasure.
The entertainment continues. Bryson sends them bonkers on 18.
All in all, I'm proud of the way I fought and shot 500 today. Really proud.
Ripper GC looking to go back to back. Oh, lovely.
I didn't have much go right today.
They lead Bryson's Crushers by 2.
Kind of proud that I shot level and hopefully drenched in champagne this time tomorrow night.
It's heating up here in Mexico City, and nobody gets closer to the action than Rachel Drummond.
There you go. Keep going. No, keep going. Finish it.
Oh, hold on. There we go. She's out on the range for her always amazing range walk. Let's check in and see who's getting dialed in before the final round.
I didn't know you knew how to read.
Way to go, Rachel.
You can read them.
Rachel. To you, Rachel.
Final day here in Mexico City, and we have not got long to wait to see who's going to lift that trophy. Now, before I begin, this would give me the absolute anxiety, but Geordie, show these players here are hitting over other players' heads. I mean, that just scares the hell out of me, but they're so good, it's not a problem. Let's get walking. I want to grab Majestic's man, Henrik Stenson. He's checking the numbers. Hi, Henrik.
Hello.
Very solid round yesterday. How's the prep going into today?
It's okay. Yeah, I think maybe the scorecard was giving a different picture then. It was a little bit of a struggle, but made some good putts and kept it fairly tidy, bearing one hole. So hopefully a bit more of that today.
Go on, Henrik. Play well.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm in the way. Actually, let's get a look at Charles. He had an excellent round yesterday. He's in the hunt. Can you see the alignment sticks down? He's got one for strike. He's got one for the feet alignment. Charles, I'm coming in. What banter's Henrik giving you there before the final round?
Oh my goodness. Henrik is always up to something, isn't he?
You can't repeat it on air. What's the game plan for today?
I don't know. Of course, he's got a lot of birdies out there, so you know you're gonna have to stay aggressive and see if we can make birdies without the bogeys.
You, what putter have you gone for this week?
The normal one's back in, the blue one. Yeah.
Perfect. It's behaving. Play well. Right, let's start over here. Let's get to the 4 aces. DJ's gone, but let's get Caddy Austin. Hello, DJ brother. He's just stretching.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Look at the moustache. What's the game plan today?
Try and hit it in the fairway, and try and hit it on the green, then try and putt it in the hole.
Perfect, simple. And he's been playing so well. He's been working hard.
He has been working hard. He hasn't been playing quite up to his standard, but we're trending, been playing a lot better the last few tournaments, and had a good day yesterday and look forward to carrying that momentum into today.
Good. You speak so well, Austin. Oh. Good job. Right, there's a lot going on today because it's not just the teams and the captains. There's the individual. Let's see if we can get G-Mac. He's having a solid week. Can I? Oh, perfect. G-Mac, plan today?
Plan low, go low. It's kind of one of those days at LIV where it's kind of all or nothing, really. You know, we need a low one for the team, and I need a low one for a bunch of points. So, within reason, obviously, this golf course offers chances if you keep it in play. Got to play smart to some of the pin positions, but yeah, got to get after it today.
That's why you got your boy Kenny on the bag.
You know, the all-knowing, the all-seeing Kenny. Look at him.
Look at him.
Start.
Anything you want to add?
No, I'm adding nothing to this.
Stop, you always are. Right, as I said, keep an eye. There's always, you know, the tournament that's in hand, but there's also a US Open spot for one of our players. So let's enjoy the action today.
Hey, great job, Rachel. You never know what's going to happen on the 5-4. That was Harold Warner III giving you your intro earlier. But before you go, I have a question. Rachel, what are you most excited for today? Honest answer only.
I think you've got to look into that final group because, as you know, with LIV, it's not just individual, it's team. So the teams have a lot on the line, the individuals have a lot in line, the 3 captains are playing together. So I can't wait to see that dynamic unfold today.
Thank you for your answer, Rachel. We're going to see you again in just a few minutes. Speaking of groupings, let's talk about our marquee groupings as we head into our final round here in Mexico City. First up, Matt Jones, Tyrrell Hatton, and John Rahm. Hatton and Rahm are obviously great friends and teammates. How do we plan on seeing this trio play out today?
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting. They've got to go all out. They're a long way back. John's 4 back. The others are even further back than that. So, you know, on a golf course like this where you can drive some par 4s and all the par 5s are reachable, they just got to go, you know, lights out and try and, you know, just birdie 8, 9 birdies and try and keep the bogeys off the scorecard.
And last off one, Waco Neiman, Cam Smith, Bryson DeChambeau. Waco's looking for that third win this year. And of course, Bryson and Cam have plenty of motivation to get this win. You guys are following this group. What do you think?
Well, you know, Bryson's had 2 bad Sundays in a row now, so he's got to get that off his back. Cameron's been playing great. Waco obviously has won twice. I think he's played better than anybody on Sunday. So, you know, I expect a great round out of him. But Bryson, if he keeps that driver, you know, hammered, he's going to make 5-6 birdies again. He's going to be tough to beat.
This would be Waco Neiman's 3rd win in 6 tournaments. That would tie him with 5 wins with Brooks Koepka, with the most title wins here at LIV. I mean, that gives him a lot of motivation, right, Dom?
It does. I don't think that's on the back of his mind. I think that's something else that's on the back of his mind, that US Open spot, right? If he wins today, he's basically locked that spot up for Oakmont over in June. And you know how important the majors are. Access to the majors are for Waco. He's a future major champion. So that might be playing on the back of his mind. I don't think he's worried about how many LIV wins he's got right now.
Let's talk a little bit more about the team race, which is still wide open right now. Rippers going for their 2nd straight win. Can they get a back-to-back? Crushers still have it, but the question is, how far back is too far back now that all 4 scores count?
Oh, I'll say this. I think Smash are 12 back in 6th place. I think that's about as close as you get. The next team back from that are Stinger, and then 19 shots back. I don't think they can make 19 shots back.
I think a team, no matter what, I think the top 2 teams are going to play great. I think a 3rd or 4th place team is going to have to shoot almost 20 under to catch anybody, and that's going to take 4 great scores from their players.
Now, Dom, I know you have to head out here in just a few minutes in our show. You and Sue Ann are going to talk a little bit more about teams, but for now, you got to get out of here, Dom.
I've had fun, boys.
We appreciate the Dominator always.
See you soon.
I'll see you soon. More here on the Club 5-4. We are just moments away from Victory Sunday. Stay tuned. Blue Monster was a test for all the teams in Miami, but Ripper GC was the only team to shoot under par on the final day. Take a look.
Reigning champions are Cam Smith's Ripper GC, who've had a slow start to the season.
We've had some slow starts in previous years as well. It's nothing that we were really too worried about.
I think our team and our guys know what they're capable of. It was just a matter of time.
Our first live look at the Blue Monster here. It's time for LIV Golf Miami.
There's no way. There is no way. Sort of like 4 different breaks.
That putt of 84 feet, the 2nd longest in LIV Golf history.
I think really that's the Australian way. I think all of us enjoy playing difficult golf courses. It was fair, but it was really quite hard.
Cream rises to the top in these conditions. It's Ripper who lead the way. 2 over today. They lead the 4 aces by 2.
And we got off to a really hot start on that Sunday.
Ripper GC, the reigning team champions, looking for a first victory of 2025. Eagle for Matt Jones.
We were like 9 under on that last day as a team at one point.
Very impressive. Absolute dominance for the Aussies.
There go Cam. Another day here, Cam. There go Cam.
So Ripper lead by 12.
We were going one direction and pretty much every other team was going the opposite.
And Ripper's grip on the team trophy is secure.
It was a double celebration. Yeah, it was a pretty cool moment.
Ripper GC getting the job done in Miami and looking to go back-to-back here in Mexico City. And there's Cam Smith getting ready for his big day. Pat, just talk about Cam and his form and the energy and the vibe of Championship Sunday.
He's in great form. He loves being in this position. He's been in this position a lot in his career. He's not afraid of anyone that's on that leaderboard. He knows what he can do. I'm looking for a big day out of him.
Now, first of all, what would the untrained eye not notice about this guy's form? Super skilled here, but also as a player yourself, you've been in this situation tons of times. What's running through his mind? What's the vibe? What do you do to prepare yourself?
Probably this morning he was probably going through all the holes, where he wants to hit it, where the pins are. Everyone always looks at the pin position, so they're trying to figure out where they are and where, what the strategy is. He's not going to hit driver on a hole today. It's because of a pin. If you hit driver and you're off, a little bit, and chipping, you can't chip close. So
we actually have Bryson DeChambeau right to your right as we speak.
Of course, he's leaving us.
Working on his chip, and you were talking to him just a moment ago. Can you share any words that you guys had together?
We were just going over some of the shots yesterday. He chipped one on. He putted off. What was it, 3, and then he chipped one on 13 he didn't like, and it's just kind of the same stuff. It's just what is he going to do during the day?
And how do you think he's going to do?
I think he's going to do phenomenal.
I know he's right there. So
no, I think he's going to do phenomenal. He, like I say, he's leading all the driver stats. There's no reason for him to take that out of his bag.
I'm going to get more from you in a little bit, but first it's time to toss it back over to Rachel Drummond, but this time for something a little bit different. She's going to discuss the kid of the day. Rachel, to you.
Yesterday, we had some very special guests thanks to the LIV charity partnership here in Mexico.
We are working in 2 different communities in Cancun. The partnership there with Football Mass and LIV Golf has been more than 400 sessions, and the sessions are based either way with golf or working with football. The objective of this is to bring the community closer, to transform reality, to give children, youths, and all the families tools to have better decisions, to have better opportunities. And today we are with 2 different young leaders. They are 2 young leaders who have developed soft skills, and also they have been working with the coaches in Cancun. It's Axel and Eduardo. They just flew from Cancun to come here and have to be present in the tournament, to talk with people, and also to experience the real tournament from LIV Golf.
Axel and Eduardo, potential unleashed kids of the day, met LIV CEO Scott O'Neill and Torquay GC captain Wacko Neiman. Together, LIV Golf and Football Mass are empowering over 2,500 young people through leadership, sport and opportunity. Now, it's so fantastic. This is one of the many amazing initiatives we have here at LIV Golf, and I can't wait to see more throughout the season.
Thank you so much, Rachel. It's really amazing what LIV is doing with that, and thank you for sharing that with us. Now, we're going to actually dive a little bit more into the team competition talk, but not you, Pat. You get a little break. Oh. We're going to toss it over to Don Boulay and Sue-Ann Hang. Over to you two.
The team title often brings us to the edge of our seats on Championship Sunday, especially on a golf course like this with 4 scores counting. Torquay, Legion 13, only 5 back from Ripper. On those teams, Mito Pereira, who is currently 38th, and Tom McKibben, tight 39th. Obviously not having their best weeks, but they have a huge influence on whether their team gets a win or not. They're starting off 11th, both of them. They need to get off to a hot start.
That's why I think it's between Ripper and Crushers, because their 4th players are Mark Leishman and Charles Howell, who are both at 2 under, within the top 24 in the individual standings. So they're playing well. Mark, he just won in Miami. He's full of confidence. He's got to improve his putting. Charles Howell is just a grinder, steady Eddie. But at the end of the day, Sue-Ann, they still got to rely on the other 3 players. If they don't play well, it just scuppers the whole thing for them. So it's going to be a great day.
Dom, thank you, Sue-Ann. See, that's what makes LIV so special. When you wake up on Sunday morning, it doesn't matter who you are. The pressure is on. All 4 scores count, and you know more about that than anyone. Talk about it for a little bit, Pat.
All days they all count. But again, once you get to Sunday, if you're leading or near the lead, now it really counts. So you've got to, guys. It does.
You got some guys yelling.
Today is massive. Today's massive. All 4 scores count again. But if you're not really playing good and your team has been playing great, if you want to win, you really got to show up today.
Now, I love seeing all the guys walk by us. Every single one of them have something to say to you. They love your new role here as much as you do. I
can't repeat a lot of it, but
what I was going to ask you was, are you hearing anything from the guys from last night as we head into today that is worth sharing or that the fans would love to hear?
Not really. Other than I had dinner with Rom's Kelly last night, and we're just going over, kind of some shots he hit, and we need to do today. They know they need to go low, But you know, his wedges have not been really good this week, so he's got to clean those up. You know, he had a lot of wedges in yesterday and just did not take advantage of any of them. So that's going to be a big thing for him today. But as far as everybody else, they're folks. They love the course. The weather's perfect. You know, they know they got to go low, and that's just that's basically it.
All right, we're going to do a little Pat chat with you a little later in the show, but so stay tuned for that. This is the Club 54 pre-round show. LIV Golf, Mexico City. It's going down, baby. All right, so we're going to do something called the Pat Chat, which I love so much. You provide the chat, we provide the Pat. You got to be completely honest, and you don't know what question is going to come your way, which is always really hilarious. Here's the first one, Pat. How important is the short game here in Mexico?
Really important. It's actually it's just after driving. Driving is obviously important, but the short game, because so many guys get so close to the greens, if you're in the wrong spot, you can't get up and down. But the short game is the most, and that's what Cameron Smith has done the best this week.
You said that like a pro. All right, let's do another. Hey, Pat, what is your guilty pleasure TV show?
God, my girl Brendan's got me into these damn Love Islands and all this stuff.
Wait a minute. Are you admitting right now you watch Love Island?
Love Island, Love is Blind, all these damn shows. They're so upsetting. And then now we got a new one. You finally came out on Netflix. I cannot wait to watch that. And there's another Love is Blind coming or some one of these things.
I love Love is Blind, by the way. All right, here's our last question. Hey, Pat, which magazine are you subscribing to?
I don't have any.
Out of
Vogue
these
for
two,
sure. Wonderful.
You subscribe to
Look at that good-looking guy over there.
Who is that guy? What's going on with this guy right here?
What does it say? 85 perfect party looks.
More beautiful than ever, it says. Pat, would you agree with that?
That is flattering. Thank you very much.
And of course, Cam Smith, Golf Digest cover. You gotta love to see that. All right, who are you most excited to see today?
Really, Bryson. I mean, I love watching Bryson play anyway, just because he hits that driver so far. You know, and to make a course look this short is just amazing. I love watching him play. I'm glad I get to cover him today, and you know, I think he's going to pull it out. You know, he's had, you know, Augusta was such a letdown for him. I think today he's looking for some revenge, and he wants to prove everybody.
All right, it's time now for our Aramco Power Players. This right here is power. Bryson DeChambeau on the first hole, day one. Take a look at this authority and the distance. You got to love to see it. And the celebration from Bryson DeChambeau, just as impressive. Man of the people, goes right to the fans and gives them exactly what they want. Take a look at the carry distance for the tournament through 2 rounds. Bryson has a sizable lead, and he is certainly an Aramco Power player. It's going to be a whole lot of fun to see what happens on Victory Sunday. All right. Now, if you haven't noticed, there's 2 guys that we haven't checked in with, and
we need to.
It's our final round, and we got to do this. All right, it's time to toss it over to Arlo White and David Faraday to weigh in on all of the action. Over to you, boys.
Hello, everybody. This is the LIV Broadcast Studio with the beautiful 18th green behind us over the water there. What a scene that is. Who will be celebrating come Sunday? We can't wait to find out. It's a wonderful golf course. We're 7,700 feet above sea level. I was a little out of breath when we got to the booth. I'm not sure that was the altitude, to be honest with you, David, but it will be a factor. What else is going to come into play here in what is a spectacular golf course?
Yeah, it's really beautiful, but it's unusual for these guys. You know, the greens are going to be slower than what they're used to. There's brand new sand in the bunkers, you know, so we're going to see some buried lies, and we're going to see a lot of head scratching when it comes to picking clubs because of the altitude. They're figuring it's about 15% shorter than it actually than the actual yardage.
It's going to be fascinating to see how the players figure the conditions out here. And of course, we've got 2 Mexican heroes, Carlos Ortiz and Abe Ancer, who will be cheered on by a pretty raucous crowd as well. Join us for the call at the top of the hour.
Thank you, Arlo. Thank you, David. And here is Cam Smith as he gets ready for his day. Pat, I love when we show these guys warming up and you explain exactly what you're seeing. This guy, Cam Smith, is special. Tell me about him. Talk about his form. What do you see here?
Form's great. I mean, he hits it. He's one of the best ball strikers there is. Always hits out of the center. But he's just going through some last-minute checks here before he tees off. He's probably hitting some shots that he will be hitting on the first 3 or 4 holes to get ready for it. A lot of guys have done that, where they hit the last club. Some guys will hit driver and they'll go through the bag and they'll hit some wedges, and then they'll go back to the club they're going to hit right out of the first tee. That's probably what he's doing, just getting some thoughts together and really what he wants to do today.
And you look at the leaderboard, Cam is right there, right? His putter is hot, but Bryson's holding it together. Whose game has the advantage out here on this course of the two, and can you explain why?
If Bryson hits that driver phenomenal, he's going to be tough to catch because he's going to make 5-6 birdies no matter what. If he can not 3-putt or not make some silly mistakes with the driver, he's really going to be hard to catch. Cameron's going to have to play very well. He's going to have to make a bunch of birdies, a bunch of putts, because Bryson has wedges in the par 5s. He's driving almost 5 par 4s.
Should Bryson play it more conservatively
No,
today?
he'd be crazy to do that, and he'll tell you the same thing. He told me yesterday he's going to continue to hit that driver, hit it hard. But this is the club where he's got to excel in.
And talk a little bit more about Bryson here and his putting. And
so he has
it.
So your putter can only be 80 degrees. It can't be 90. It's illegal. So but what he does, he gets as high as possible, and he keeps it all the way up this arm. So all he uses is shoulders. He does not want that blade to turn in any way, shape, or form. And then he actually uses a foresight. He measures from 5 to 50 feet how many mile per hour off the face he wants that to come off, so that when he has 40 feet or 30 feet, in his mind he's already hit a million balls at that speed to get the speed right. And then after that, it's just getting the line right.
My goodness, you explained that perfectly, Pat. Thank you so much. All right, let's take a look at the individual leaderboard as we head into our final round. It's Victory Sunday. It's Trophy Day. Whatever you want to call it, it's today. Bryson DeChambeau leading the way. 1 stroke ahead, Cam Smith. Pat, as you look at this leaderboard, what comes to the top of your mind?
Well, obviously Bryson, but I think John Rahm needs a big day. I think he can obviously have it. Terrell Hatton actually lost the ball in the 3rd hole yesterday, or he would be 10 under in 3rd place. I think Matty Jones and my boy Varner, I think they need a miraculous day to win, but they also, for Matt Jones, he hasn't played well this year. He needs a phenomenal Sunday just to get enough points to get out of that relegation and kind of, keep himself a little more calmer as he goes throughout the rest of the season.
What about John Rahm, Pat?
John Rahm's going to need a low day because I just do not see this score being any lower than 17 or 18 under at the end of the day. So that's 9 under. John needs to shoot. Not that he can't do it because he has the course record 61 here. So. But it's going to take a phenomenal day.
Would you say it's still possible?
Oh, it's
for
possible.
John to get
John's going to finish top 5 again, so that's pretty much standard.
How
for
about
him.
Caleb Surratt yesterday with
Great
a
day.
7 under
phenomenal
finish,
day, yeah.
putting Legion 13 in contention for the final round?
They're going to need a great day if they're going to win. Like I said, I think the Crushers are all playing well right now, and obviously the Rippers playing phenomenal. But for the team-wise, it's going to take a really an amazing, 20 to 24 under day for the team to actually catch those other 2 teams. But I expect John to have a great day. Again, I see him getting to, probably 15 under.
Shall we take a look at the team leaderboard, Pat?
Sure.
Let's do it, baby. Here's the team leaderboard heading into the final round. Ripper GC leading the way, looking for a back-to-back. They just did their thing in Miami. We're in Mexico City now, and it's possible. Crushers GC, what do you think? Pat, Crushers.
I see it. I think the Aces, DJ's been playing. He played great yesterday. I think the Aces are going to need something really, really low today. 16, 20 under. If they're going to have a look at it, Legion's going to be about the same. Same with Torquay. I think these guys have to shoot something really low. I think Ripper and Crushers are going to continue to fly up. I think about the Aces is about where it ends, where anybody can even try. But Smash's got a lot of play for us. So does Stinger. Majestics. They haven't been on the podium forever. They're so far back. They need more than an incredible day to get on the podium. But those teams from 4 to 7, they're looking for podium.
Yeah.
So that they're going to be doing everything they can. But again, it's going to be hard to catch those top 2 teams.
Well, we are just moments away from our shotgun start. Make sure you guys tune in today. Only one individual and one team will be crowned champion. You can check out the main coverage on FS1, and then it's back to us for the Club 54 post-round show to talk about all the action. Thank you guys so much for watching the Club 54 pre-round show. We'll see you in the main coverage. Until then, you got me, Pat?
Peace.